Hey anglers, the Fisherman Surf and Inshore Fishing Show is Wednesday, September 12th at the Hutchinson Hilton. See seminars by the region's best surf and inshore experts. First 500 through the doors receive a goodie bag worth more than the price of admission. Check out the free workshops and see more than 75 vendors with the latest fishing gear. Don't miss this opportunity to get ready for the fall run. Visit thefisherman.com for more information.
Crikey. Take a look at what I found. Ba-ba-ba. Hottest thing going at the Jersey Shore right now, the Australian import, the Gulp Salmon Red, here at Reel Seat Bait and Tackle in Brielle. I'm Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. Yeah, I say it's the hottest thing from Australia because apparently the way the story goes, some shops had run out of pink shine. Great imitation out there, especially when there's squid around for those fluke. But without the pink shine in shop, somebody at Berkeley went in and grabbed some stuff that was headed over to Australia. Next thing you know, the Salmon Red Gulp is taking things by storm here in the United States, and especially at the Jersey Shore as shops are pressed to keep it in stock. Here at the Reel Seat, there are a few bags left. Well, there won't be after I leave. But I did talk to Dave here at Reel Seat, who said with that red color, fishing in that dirty water, it seemed to make a little bit of a difference with that red color. Of course, it's a little bit of a softer bait too, but it's what everybody is out after. In fact, I see some folks that are stocking up on eBay and trying to make a killing. Big stock tip, definitely go out and look for those baits. But I will tell you this, that in addition to the strip baits, the peanuts, the live snapper, the mackerel strips, you just don't go fluking without some Gulp. The Gulp grubs, the swimming mullet, those chartreuse swimming mullet, the 6-inch baits. They're great on the bottom rig if you're fishing with a bucktail. Also work well as your teaser. We did well last week with them. I was fishing with Captain Rick Warner on Carnivore Sport Fishing. We were out off of Rockaway Reef. Had to duck in there because of the wind, but had the crew from Avid Reels, and we did quite well on those reef sites. And again, we had Gulp on the bottom, but sometimes also going with the meat as well. Be prepared to strip out some baits. You catch some of those sea robins as well. If you catch a big sea robin, bring it into the Fisherman Magazine's Dreamboat Contest, but they make great strip baits as well. The reef sites and the structure, that deeper water, but anywhere from Rockaway off of the South Shore of Long Island, all the way down to the reef sites of Delaware, they are all working, and all the reef sites in between as well, Axel Carlson and the likes. We are hearing good things coming out of Manasquan and Shark River. A couple of 10-plus pound fish aboard the Jamaica 2 last week. One for Kathleen Wodelia, another one from Rod Rogers. So a couple of those doormats are coming in. And of course, this is the time of year where we start targeting those big double-digit fluke along the Jersey coast. Again, hearing good things from Axel Carlson, the rattlesnake, the tires, all the way down to the Cape May Reef in particular. Now, then again, of course, last week in our video coverage, we had a photo featuring a chicken mahi to show off the mid-range and inshore opportunities. This week, again, there are plenty of chickens available inshore. More on that in just a second, but let's take a look at one that's definitely not a chicken from the offshore grounds. 51.85 pounds for Nicholas Tenero. He caught that during the local Manasquan River Marlin and Tuna Club tournament while pot hopping along the canyons. Nick told me he was using spinning gear, 30-pound leader, had quite a fight on this big monster Dorado, a big bull, while fishing along the aboard the Blue Runner. They were tossing fresh mullet and snappers and peanuts, which will, of course, will turn those giant dolphin wild. That's a bull, but again, you can go deep to the edge for those trophies or be on the lookout on our inshore grounds. As we talked about last week, and as Lacey Marine's Joe Mitchell lets us know, they're inshore too. Take a look at that photo. If you pay close attention, you can definitely see what looks like Seaside or LBI over his shoulder. Looking for those weed lines, the floating debris, bait schools, buoys, pots. A lot of clear water, beautiful blue, crystal clear blue water. You can see down and see those flashes. Talking to Dave here at the Reel Seat, he said the mahi and cobia are popping up all over, right outside of Manasquan as well. In fact, Sea Witch's Captain Jeff Evans, whose sons William and John are getting into fishing, they were less than 4 miles off the beach last weekend, got into some of this light tackle mahi action. Tell you what, teach these kids how to leader pelagics for the future. What a great opportunity. Get in on those inshore pots. I do hear they're loaded with those chicken mahi. Taking out some bucktails, throwing out some bait to chum them up, but be on the lookout for those flashes. Now, another good opportunity to take the kids out and load them up with fish up in North Jersey. The structure is loaded with porgies, getting some great reports. Jesse Tice let us know that he and crew, they loaded up on porgies while fishing on Teacher's Pet with Captain Jerry Beaver. Looks like Jerry had a lot of work to do at the end of the day cleaning fish. Meanwhile, shops are also loaded up on mullet. Dave down south in Absecon Bay at Absecon Bay Sportsman Center. He's been cast netting mullet of late, and he is finding those baits, putting them in a live well, freezing some for the run coming up. I'll tell you what, this time of year when those finger mullet are popping up along the side banks before they head out, great chance for you to throw some of those poppers, the Tsunami TS poppers or the Stillwater Smack It Juniors. Love me those top water cedar plugs. It is about to start. It's about time to start. You start looking at your calendar. I've got certain dates already circled on my calendar. September 15th, typically around the time when that mullet run starts in earnest out along the beaches. And of course, we've got the full moon on September 24th. We are looking at September action now, so it's starting. We got to start paying attention to that bait migration and what we're going to do out front. And of course, in addition to those mullet patterns, stock up on those slim wave metals too, those crocs, and especially those deadly dicks. Those thin baits, when those thin baits get in here and we start chasing after the false albacore, they're catching a Spanish mackerel on them. But definitely beef them up too. Stronger hooks, stronger split rings, and it's not just those smaller fast speedsters, but also stripers in the fall when they're on those thin baits. That's a great lure to throw, a deadly dick with a beefed up hook. And also look at this one, Matthew Hoey. He put a deadly dick's metal to the test from the rocks here at Manasquan a couple of weeks ago for this 46-inch cobia. Not a bad fish. And again, we're hearing more about these cobia inshore up and down the Jersey Shore from Sandy Hook all the way down to Cape May as well. Now, if you're working the surf, you could handle a cobia like this, but one of the best bites right now continues to be that night bite on sharks. I had a message from Lee from Saltwater Heart. He said fishing has been very good in Ocean City, New Jersey, and South Jersey on the night bite. In fact, Alex Condris and crew, they've been hitting them just about all summer long at night. Again, most of those fish are sandbars or sand tigers. Catch and release as quickly as possible, protected species, but that chunk bite at night in the Jersey surf is especially strong. Also, in the beaches, Captain Al Gonzo lets us know about those fluke in the wash. Again, maybe some of the smaller gulp grubs or some of the smaller gulp shrimps, but pack those slim metals for the small blues, Spanish mackerel and bonito, but also the bucktails and jig heads for those fluke in the wash. Again, eye on the offshore forecast. Shore Catch crew said they've been doing a number on bluefin and yellowfin, on topwater plugs, and also the jigs as well. So we do have what looks to be an okay offshore weekend. The midweek forecast that we look at, 3 to 5 Friday, east winds 20 knots. Those winds are going to be worth taking a look at, but 3 to 4 on Saturday with slightly diminishing winds. Sunday, 3 to 4 again. Winds are going to be up around 20 knots, but they switch out of the south. I want to issue congratulations to recent Fisherman magazine profile subject Erica Johns. Out of the hospital, back into the fishing action. Give them a heck, Erica. It's good to have you back out there on the grounds. And also, another woman I'd like to say thank you and congratulations to. Happy birthday, Mom. She's not one to fish from a Garvey much anymore, and since I can't afford a big 40-some-odd sport fisherman, we don't get to fish a lot together anymore. But happy birthday all the same, Mom. Hey, the September edition of the Fisherman magazine out this week. It's our special surf coverage. A lot of good surf articles in there, packed with all kinds of stuff. Make sure you look for it. The Fisherman magazine's available at shops like this at the Real Seat Bait and Tackle, all the tackle shops along the Jersey Shore. Look at your marinas, Quick Checks, and Wawas as well. I hear from the folks in Long Island, we've got a good run of weak fish along the South Shore of Long Island. Maybe we'll see a good run of weakfish on peanuts this fall. I wrote up an article about weakfish, which is one of my favorite fish to target. That's in that September issue as well, so make sure you keep an eye on it. Head out there and find them before they're gone, baby. This stuff is a collector's item soon enough, but they're working. So is all the Gulp. Plenty of action out there on the inshore grounds. Catch them up. We'll see you again next week, right here at thefisherman.com.
Win the incredible Steigercraft, Evinrude, Lorenz Grand Prize Boat Package, and more in the Fisherman's 2018 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Get the details at thefisherman.com.